Okay, so guys, let's talk about this week's fight.
Ooh.
Last week's fight, the one which completely trended around the world.
And it's still
Sugar
trending.
Sean O'Malley knocking the fuck out of the current champion, the ex-champion now, Aljamain Sterling, who was was almost in the conversation of one of the best bantamweights of all time.
Yeah.
एक तो मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आता ना आजकल सारे fighters as soon as they do 3-4 title defenses, people are like, oh, he's the best of all time, he's the best of all time. I think this is more of a UFC's marketing strategy which works so well with people. जैसे Kamaru Usman था, he defended his title, he was a champion for a while. Immediately people were like, yes, best of all time. Before that there was Tyron Woodley who was saying the same thing. But as soon as these people get off the title run or holding a title, immediately people tend to forget about him. Now
even turn against them.
Now Edwards is the hot shit
Acha.
in the division. Then they're talking about Khamzat, another. So what I'm saying is, ki even if in the moment you start calling people best of all time or GOAT of that division, as soon as their title reign ends, you are now TJ Dillashaw ko log kehte the when he was the champ for a bit. Oh, he's the best that this division has ever seen. But as people now, Sugar Sean has become that guy. Oh, he took out one of the best guys in the division. Now, if he just defends it a couple of times, he will be in the.
But all the current guys, who would you say actually deserve such a title? With the current active guys.
Bantamweight.
Not bantamweight, all the weights. Like, in my head, it's Volkanovski, I think. This guy might make
Like,
it.
you mean best pound for pound fighter?
Who's worthy of this kind of title, right? Best of all time or GOAT?
So, greatest of all time can be multiple. It's not like कि एक ही होना चाहिए. It can be multiple and it can be across different weight divisions also. That's why they have this thing called pound for pound best.
Yeah.
Like you can be from any weight division, but if you're so dominant, you can be like the number one guy in the world.
Yeah.
So Volkanovski definitely right now is, because he has dominated his division so heavily and in such a great fashion. John Jones definitely in my list he's the top.
Oh, and he is active now. I forgot
Yes.
that. He is active now.
And he's active now as well. So John Jones is in that conversation. Then Anderson Silva at the peak of his career for 10 years, I guess he was untouched. So he's one of the guy who is the GOAT.
Yeah.
GSP,
Okay.
other guy who was completely
These guys are
dominant.
before I was in the game, so I don't.
Yes. So all these guys who have been there, done that for a while,
Yeah.
for a 10-year long run. I think 10 years should be your... like you should be in the sport for 10 years and you should be dominant in most of those 10 years.
Yeah.
Like Jose Aldo before Conor McGregor, he was that guy.
He was dominating.
He was dominant for 10 years, did not lose a fight, and then Conor McGregor just erases his legacy with one shot.
This guy Aljamain was pretty having a nice win streak as well.
Yes, bro,
And
he was
then
a champ.
boom, Sean comes.
So a lot of people are drawing parallels also. Ki, the win and the style in which he won reminds us of Conor Aldo.
Yeah. The punch, the celebration.
Conor Aldo. So Aldo में क्या हुआ था कि Aldo was also jumping in with his cross and Conor just slipped and then fired back with his own cross counter.
I think he does take the punch as well, but impact
हाँ, impact उतना नहीं था. और इस केस में तो Sean O'Malley ने pull किया पूरा, touch भी नहीं हुआ punch, and then he went over. So what do you think? What do you think about the stoppage, guys? A lot of controversy surrounding the stoppage.
That was a controversial one. I feel, I guess the referee should have gone like right before he was getting, ground and pound.
Oh, you would say कि
जैसे ही drop
Before
हुआ
that,
था
हाँ, जैसे ही नहीं तो he should have just let him, because I guess he was getting back up,
Exactly.
and then अचानक से he was asking the referee, but I don't know if
I have the same view. So अभी कल उसका podcast भी आया था Aljamain Sterling का, जो मैं सुन रहा था उसके channel पे, where he talked about this and he was like, before when I got stunned initially with that punch and I dropped down, it was not like I was out. Log sting होते हैं, but they still have some sort of. And what I liked was कि he was still trying to recover guard, keep his legs in between. बहुत बार क्या होता है कि once people get dropped, they have no idea where they are. They are stunned, but they can't even do a defensive reaction.
That's true.
So
Which this guy was not.
और MMA में यही होता है कि if you are in a such high stake fight, the ref has to look for defensive reactions. If you are not doing any kind of defensive reactions, then you can easily call the fight where you are getting hit So इसमें he was doing the defensive reaction, but Sean O'Malley immediately was switching side and still landing those hammer fists.
Yeah.
He was responding, but he was trying to defend, I guess, and he was trying to
Yes. So hammer fist जब उसको लग रहा था, so he was trying to move, he was trying to just turn. और lastly जब उसको last में एक दो जब बड़ा shot पड़ा, he immediately thought कि fuck this shit, let's turtle up. And then I can save. Because once you turtle, now your face is not exposed to the person. The back of your head is. And you can't hit on the back of the head.
Yeah.
That's illegal in MMA.
Yeah.
Right? It's very dangerous. So then he would have more chance to move out, or at least as he said in the podcast, I was trying to come up on a single leg because he would come in close to hit me and then I would grab him, wrestle him, slow things down. And that's why this stoppage was so bewildering for him and for me too personally. Like in the moment jab ho raha hota hai na ye, and that's where I guess it's a dichotomy because referee's job is so tough. In the moment jab ho raha tha, so everyone gets so hyped. Oh shit, he got knocked down and now he's getting pummeled. Like उस समय लोग react करते हैं उन punches पे भी जो connect नहीं होते. Like if he's just throwing, people are like oh my god, Joe Rogan वाला classic.
Yeah. So honestly एक दो punches छाती में पड़े थे, मुंह पे नहीं पड़े थे.
And I think even the commentators, I guess,
Joe Rogan was saying it's in kind of an early stoppage.
For a championship round, yes.
He deserved
Let the
a
champions
chance.
get few more punches, fine. He's a
Yes.
champion for either. I was wondering if I was biased because ऐसा होता है ना कि I was thinking ये तो बहुत गलत हो गया when I watched I think Adesanya fight and he was still doing this and the umpire came in. But then I watched the replay and I could see his eyes is not there. When I watched this replay with you, I saw that he was kind of there. He was kind of there. He was not lost.
You have to watch it the second time to get this perspective. अगर आपने सिर्फ एक बार देखा ना, you'll feel like हाँ moment में it's fine, but it's very thin line.
Yeah. He's I won't take anything from Sugar Sean, right?
Bro,
Dude is
he
talented.
did everything right.
But his career has these 2-3 points where people are constantly come up to him and say, hey, this guy is a sellable character and UFC probably selling up. Like you can see here again.
Yeah.
Ref paid off.
हाँ, लेकिन जब भी UFC के बाद ऐसा बड़ा स्टार होता है ना, लोगों को तो लगता है कि हाँ, there are some instructions to the ref कि जैसे ही टच किया बंदे को and he gets थोड़ा सा weird situation में, just call it.
Okay.
Because it will be probably more beneficial to the UFC if you do that.
Yeah.
So इस केस में again Sugar Sean great performance क्योंकि सबको लग रहा था, everyone was like Sterling will take him down and beat him up.
Yeah.
He defended the takedown and then he caught him with a counter.
That takedown where he slips his leg out was kind of beautiful.
Yes. और उसका कोच का मैं सुन रहा था इंटरव्यू फाइट के पहले, he actually predicted it. He was like you have to watch out for Sugar Sean because he can knock out his opponent. He's looking so sharp.
I think he was practicing for the same, he was training for the same hook.
So that is a very common punch. It's not like कि बहुत ही unique चीज़ था जैसे spinning back fist practice कर लिया और वो लग गया या flying knee practice कर लिया. आजकल MMA fighters सारे ऐसा counters train करते हैं. Specifically इसको एक pull counter कहते हैं where somebody is throwing a punch, you lean back so that his hand is completely extended and now as he's retracting his hand back, now you immediately counter with your own punch.
So do you think he set him up for that?
I mean, it's more of a situational thing कि अगर कोई मेरे को punch मार रहा है, so my body is now वो reflex action आ जाता है कि now I'll immediately throw.
However, this strategy was that, right? In the first round, in the end, the Aljamain corner is like, you need to get in, and this guy is like, relax, he will get in. It's not your job. Wait for your counter punch.
If you're a good striker, especially a counter striker, जो McGregor भी था, और hence the parallel that comes in with Sean O'Malley, कि you want people to start attacking you, and that's when you do your best work. You slip and you move. You have a good movement-based style. So yeah, these kind of strikers are nightmare matchup for grapplers if they learn how to do takedown defense, because now you can't take them down, and if you keep standing with them and try to punch them, you get beaten up.
This is what Jake Paul said if he does a MMA match with Nate Diaz. He's like that, I know wrestling. All I have to do is learn to make sure he doesn't take me down. And then striking me, I will...
Nate Diaz won't take him down. Nate Diaz का wrestling, he never bothered to learn a lot of wrestling. So उसका wrestling उतना अच्छा नहीं है. So Jake Paul, again, people are saying कि completely Nate dominate कर देगा. He can, but on the ground. If Jake Paul does a good job of just taking this guy down and then standing back up, he should be fine.
Yeah.
Because Jake Paul को jiu-jitsu नहीं आता. That's a problem with the wrestlers. कि if you do not know any jiu-jitsu and you just take people down and try to beat them there, an experienced guy like Nate who's jiu-jitsu is super slick and who has submitted so many people from off his back. He's definitely submitting you. There's no ifs and buts.
Yeah.
He submitted Conor McGregor in such a dominant fashion, so ये कुछ नहीं है.
Yeah.
And now he has that killer guillotine also. So if he shoots, in the process only he can get slapped. But if he learns like some basic jiu-jitsu over, let's say, a 6-month period where, again, it's very if and but, I still would bet my money on Nate in an MMA fight.
Yeah.
But if he can just learn to just take him down and then just get back up and beat him again on the feet and then do the same thing, he can win by points.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting Nate out in an MMA fight. He will survive.
Yeah, that's also true. This guy's a walking zombie.